Hello, welcome to my channel Planets and You. Today we are going to discuss about some magical solutions in astrology, and we will understand from the day-to-day life how we are going to map the debilitation and exaltation of planets with our daily routine or the kind of people we meet. So let's get started. So when you visit an astrologer, you must have heard this term like Lagna, Lagna Lord, debilitated planet, exalted planet. So what does it mean in your day-to-day life? So let's start with the Lagna. So Lagna is you. It defines you. So for instance, if you are a Taurus, Taurus is ruled by Venus. So the characteristics of planet Venus defines you. And you can just read about the Venus characteristics and then you find, okay, it matches a lot. Now, if you are Leo, then Leo is ruled by Sun. And then if you look at the characteristics of Leo and it's your ascendant, then you will have those kind of characteristics as well. Similarly for Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, Virgo, and so on. Okay, and that's how your characteristics are. Now, planets, when they are debilitated, it is like you are in a place and you are not feeling comfortable. You are like this, you are just feeling compressed. So what does that mean? What does that translate to? For instance, you have X number of planets debilitated in your horoscope. What it translates to in today's era is that you are not trained to handle in those areas. So what does it mean? That if I am a certain ascendant and if I am debilitated in certain signs, for instance, if I am debilitated in Mars, okay, so somewhere I have that fear. Mars, I mean to say Scorpio. So moon is so for instance, moon is debilitated in Scorpio. So what does it mean is that mind gets debilitated when it sees the fear or when it experiences the fear. Now what you need to do, there are many things, and sometimes what happens in those scenarios that you will have self-created fears in your mind as well. So your mind is going to assume things and it is going to create fears though it may not exist, and then you start to see things from that perspective. So what you need to do is you need to train your mind. Okay, so is there a real fear that physically exists or it is just an assumption of my mind? So that's how you train yourself in that area. As I said, it's a lack of training. So you train yourself in that area and you start to see that your planet has start to moving in the upward direction. The debilitation, it is moving from debilitation to zero and then upwards. Similarly, take other examples like if your Jupiter is in Capricorn, so astrologers or pundits say that Jupiter is debilitated in Capricorn. So what is Jupiter? Jupiter is wisdom, Jupiter is guru. So what you're going to experience in your day-to-day life, that maybe if you are in office, that you will not have a good mentor in office. You will have a hard time finding a good guru, though it is nowadays it is very difficult to find a right guru for yourself. But in general, means guru in terms of you will not believe in scriptures. So for instance, if somebody comes to you and says, you know what, read this scripture and there are some stories which are very scientific, you will stay away from those old scriptures, Vedantas and all those kind of things, because a lot of people have scientific mindset, though there is science, but you will not like to read it. That is the second sign. Most of the people, so if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, they cheat you. So it does not mean that everybody in this world is a cheater, but you come across those kind of people who cheat you often. So that's one of the signs. So if you are experiencing those things, it means you have Jupiter debilitated. So this is the sign, this is the symbol that you see. You just analyze your day-to-day life and you feel that, okay, Jupiter represents these characteristics, and what about my relationship or what about the experiences that I have in my day-to-day life regarding Jupiter. Okay, so if you have good Jupiter, you will come across very good people, those who do not cheat you. You will come across good gurus who are going to give you the good direction. So sometimes guru is not just always about who is just present with you, always guiding you. Means anybody who has given you the right direction or giving you the right guidance can be considered as guru at that point of time. Okay, and mentors means you will have mentors who are just have some malign things about you in their mind, and they are not guiding you in the right directions in your offices or in your other places. Similarly, as I said about you come across cheaters a lot. Now how to improve that? So just start to read scriptures, okay, and find out a guru. How? Just if you know a person whom you feel is good, has some knowledge or can give you the right direction, just go to them. And you don't have to say that you are my guru or something like that. It doesn't have to be like that. You can just close your eyes and assume that this person is my guru, and then, or it could be anyone, means you can assume that Krishna is your guru, Shiva is your guru. Just close your eyes and just read about them, and read about their personalities, read about what they did in their lives, and then incorporate some of the things what they did. For instance, you don't have to be like, if you say that you assume that Shiva is your guru, then you will have to go to Himalayas. No, it's just that you can take any mantra from Shiva or Shiva Puran, and then you can chant it, or you can be nice with the people. Means we call him Bholenath because he was like, he never get angry and all that. So you see those kind of behaviors. So you just keep yourself calm and talk to people in a very nice manner. Similarly, if you assume that Krishna, so as I said, it doesn't have to be a physical human being. Even if you feel that, okay, Krishna is my guru, then what he represents means he always tried to ensure that everybody is happy. So, and he never fought unnecessary with anyone. Means he tried to pacify the situation until last moment before coming to the final conclusion or to the fight. So he always tried to pacify. So you can incorporate those kind of behavior, just make people happy, and wherever there is a conflict, just help them resolve it. Rather than wherever you see conflict, it doesn't mean that somebody is fighting on the road and you just get in the conflicts. No, it's not like that. In your family, in your office, if somebody comes to you, just help them overcome those conflicts, and in a very a peaceful manner. Not that, okay, you go and fight with that person or go just bang on. So that's not. Similarly, you read about other planets. For instance, as I said about Mars is debilitated in the sign of Moon, and Moon is debilitated in the sign of Mars in the Scorpio. So you always feel fearful, or you have those characteristics because the planet is debilitated. So what you take small initiatives, little initiatives. For instance, you start something very small, anything, means you start watering plants, that's okay, because that is also an initiative. You start with smaller ones and be consistent, and then jump to the bigger ones, and you start to see that after some time the debilitation overcomes. Means you are not going to see that overnight, but yeah, after a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks, the debilitation of those planets starts to improve, because you have understood those energies and you have transformed them in order to bring them from debilitation to level 0, and from level 0 to plus, and that's the trick. So what you do is, sometimes what happens, you don't get along with some kind of people, because, and if you look at your horoscope, definitely I am 100% sure that either your planets are debilitated or their planets are debilitated, as I said, because those energies are not feeling good. So if I am not feeling good somewhere, it means something is, it's not that something is wrong with that person, it's that horoscope doesn't support those energies. Just like I have debilitated planets and exalted planets, the other person has also debilitated and exalted planet. So I cannot just blame the person outrightly that okay, I don't like him because of these. That's okay, because if I look at myself, and if I look at my horoscope and I see there are certain areas where I need training, similarly the other person also needs training. And so it's okay, means for you, just you, the way you have to look at the horoscope, what are the areas which are debilitated, you think about the life situations and then you start to improve those life situations. And training doesn't mean you have to go out and attend a training for 7 days or something like that. It is just training your own self, training your own mind, training your own body, and then you start to see some improvement. And slowly the whole horoscope is going to move upwards, I mean to say, in terms of energy, it is going to strengthen, it is going to be very powerful. So wherever you feel debilitated, you are going to feel that now I feel better, though the other person's energies might be debilitated, but you will be in a situation that you are even, you feel calm, you don't feel disturbed. You just go talk to the people, whatever deal you have to make, you just strike the deal without making him uncomfortable, because now since you have improved your planets, you have improved your horoscope, so you are going to feel okay, but the other person is not going to feel that bad because your energies have improved. So even he is going to, at least with you, because you have improved your energies, transformed your energies, the other person is going to feel comfortable in your presence, but he may not feel in somebody else's presence who has the same lagna as you and the similar kind of debilitation, because their energies are still at that point where they have started, or they are not doing those analysis or performing those analysis that okay, these are the areas where they need to train. So this is a very I would say, means you have to just look at your own self and your thought process, and you just map it with your horoscope. Even if you don't know how to read your horoscope, just read about read about planets and what are their characteristics, and then you start to calculate that okay, these are the areas where I don't perform very well, or these are the areas where I perform very well. So whatever areas you perform well, it means planets related to those areas are in good position, their positioning is good. Wherever you feel that you are not doing well, it means their positioning is not well. Now you can expand and argue on this topic, but if you start to map it objectively, it works. Okay, so I think these two examples are good enough to give you an idea. Means in the second series I'll come up with more examples to just give you an idea about some more planets, because every planet, it is exalted in some sign and it is debilitated in some sign. Okay, it's not that any planet is exalted in all the signs or debilitated in all the signs. And that's what I said in the beginning, that you don't have to believe in theories where somebody tells you that this is bad, so you just put a tag of bad, or just ticket it with a bad throughout your life. No, that's not how it happens. Means they are bad sometimes, they are good sometimes, but in order to make sure that you transform your energies, then the degree of bad is going to reduce and the degree of goodness is going to grow. That's how it is going to work once you start to analyze and you start to work on those areas. So it's not that somebody comes to you and suggests you have to do your own analysis, introspection, and then write it down and then work on those areas. Saturn, means if your Saturn is debilitated, you are going to unnecessarily fight with the low level workers like your maids and rickshawalas, taxiwalas. Means you are going to fight for 20 rupees, 50 rupees or 10 rupees. Means if you have enough money, if you can afford, if they are asking 10 rupees extra, just give it to them, don't fight with them. and if they make mistake, you're going to shout on them, you're going to scold them. If somebody makes mistake, I mean mistake, it's not done deliberately, it's a mistake, it just happened, it's just by chance. So it could be you as well. Everybody makes mistake. So if somebody at lower level, your maid or your driver has made mistake, just don't scold them, say it's okay, don't worry about it. Okay, and you start to see, if earlier you used to scold these people, and now if you just tell them, okay, it's fine, if you made a mistake, if they do it deliberately, definitely punish them. If it is not deliberately done, just tell them, just pacify them, because they get scared. And you start to see your Saturn is going to improve slowly. And this is a very simple remedy and a very basic remedy, means because every planet, because somebody is some other lagna, somebody is some other lagna, they also represent that planet, the characteristics of planet. So you just look around, the planets are around you, and you have to get along with them. So the moment, so there's Saturn sitting there millions of light years away is not going to cause any harm to you. Similarly, Mars, similarly, it's just the people around you, they harm you, they profit you, they come in your life, and then they for good as well as for bad. So what you need to do, you need to just transform your energies and make sure whatever you are doing is good for others, means they feel comfortable even though your planets are debilitated. So now I hope you get it. So sometimes you don't feel good in somebody's company, now you know that, okay, I'm not feeling good in his company because the reason is some of my energies are debilitated and I need to train myself. And it's not just one person, you're going to meet several people with the same lagna, with the same ascendant. You're going to feel that, okay, I somehow don't feel comfortable with these kind of people, or you categorize them sometimes as well. So now you know, now you start to put together a training plan. First of all, identify and pick one area and start to improve. If you see any improvement, please send me an email or drop your comments below. If you have any specific questions, drop me an email. Thank you very much for watching my videos. If you have not subscribed it so far, please do so. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.